Okay, so this is a girl who just got out of the concert and is reporting what she saw, and she identifies the first shot that I'm going to show you. And she also talks exactly about how it hit somebody that she saw. So here it is.
Listening, and from behind me there was a girl that was like 5 feet away, and I immediately heard like a noise that sounded like a glass that dropped, or one of those, things that you throw on the ground like fireworks, and it was extremely loud. That was one shot. And then after I saw that and people crowding around her, then I heard open fire, like a bunch of it in the middle of the crowd.
So she'll go on to talk about how she ran towards the, actually I don't know if she says it all here, but she talks about running towards the airport in another clip. And that they show cell phone footage of the lady that she's talking about here in Laura Loomer's interview with her. And so if you look closely here, you see people crouching over. And that's because somebody that was standing next to her was hit. So I'm going to play that again because it was hard to hear what he's saying. He's saying that there's a woman he's pointing at, and I'll point to, where a woman was on the balcony, got shot right in front of Stephanie, and she went down, and people were trying to help her, wondering what's going on, and that this correlates with the first handgun shot that was heard. I'm going to show you that handgun as well. Here, check this out again. Right up here is where the lady was. Right here. This is Stephanie, and this is where the lady was, and they're down here trying to help her.
You can see multiple people looking too. Like, even if you pan over, I have friends that were on the next suite over too that also saw, and they were looking as well.
So that's very important. And I'll show you why that first shot that went off is that I feel it's a handgun, and I don't know. Hopefully we find out eventually. But it sure sounds like a handgun, and that somebody's firing into the crowd, and it fires simultaneously as the machine gun, and there's another gun that fires that doesn't match either of those acoustic signatures. It's a third gun. So I'm finding 3 shooters, and I'll show it to you. So these are going to be the first 3 shots that ring out, and the first shot will correlate with somebody being shot according to witness testimony. There's 1. There's 2. 3. There's other shots going on in the background too, but we'll look at them separately. So this is the crowd departing now. Those first 3 shots and the other shots that were ringing out in the background were striking people. We know that. And that's why this crowd is probably rushing out. People in the balcony, one lady in the balcony definitely got hit. And he starts the song. And then it starts. Right before the end there, the handgun goes off locally in the crowd, and the machine gun starts, and that happens simultaneously. The machine gun actually starts just slightly before, and then the handgun happens right at the same time. Okay, I have a clip here of the first shots, and this is the first minute or so of the concert when the shots first start firing, and there's no echo, and it sounds like a handgun for this first shot. So let's listen to that. Half a second later, there should be an echo here. But there isn't. No echo in here at all. There's 0.56 seconds later. And if we zoom in, there's no echo happening here. Closest noise is over here. It's part of the song. I'll show you. So this is a handgun, and it's probably in the field. And there's an interview that Laura Loomer did. Look that up. There's a girl, blonde-haired girl, who was there, and there was a lady who falls right behind her. She shows that on her cell phone footage in that interview with Laura Loomer. And so there's a chance this shot is correlated, or one of these other that go off from a handgun in the crowd, with people who actually got hit. And sadly, people were bending over to help this lady. I think maybe this could be related. So this is something local. It's not being fired from far away. There's zero echo, and it doesn't match any of the automatic gunfire that's going to start. And this handgun on the ground fires at the same time as the machine gun, and I'm going to show you that too. So if we move on, you got the first shot. That's the very first one. Another one. And a third one. Now over here, in the back of these, you have the handgun firing again. But there's other shots happening. Each one of these little dotted lines is another shot firing. 1, 2. So if I count these, you got the handgun here and a handgun there, right? These are the two areas where the handgun fires. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other shots going off. So obviously that doesn't correlate with anything. It's not. If these were impact shots, there would be a half-second delay between them, right? So say this was the bullet hitting the ground and there was a guy up in the window shooting, he would have to be 0.285 seconds away. That would put him very close. Still, it would mean there's another shooter. But it doesn't match, because this sound here matches the first shot, right? And so there's no echo there. We already know that. It's lone and distinct. There's somebody firing in the crowd there. And so this one and this one, these both match. Those are the same sound. These are somebody firing from a distance. And I don't know where this is landing, but people start running after this. So you hear that in the background? Pop, 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 pop. Somebody's shooting, and that's not coming from Mandalay Bay, I doubt, because we're going to hear Mandalay Bay in a minute. If it is, we're not hearing where those shots are landing. So maybe that's inside of Mandalay Bay or something, and hopefully these shots aren't landing on the people. But there's more shots firing right there, and this starts the crowd moving, and that song ends. Then it gets quiet. No shots through here. There's no shots at all. You can get real close and see there's no shots. And so he's going to start the next song. And right here, people are leaving. If you watch a video, people are leaving now. There's a rush of people, like dozens of people moving out. The guy asks what's going on. And then right here, it's about to start at the end. And so I wanted you to notice that there's another gunshot happens in here. There's a lot of gunfire, and you have to really go zoom in on this. But this first gunshot over here, it has no echo. And then you have these other two, this one and this one. Those are probably all the handgun. And then you got another one here. And these all match. So you got 4 handgun shots, but the machine gun fire starts a little bit before that. And you can hear it, that right here in the background, in this area here, there is machine gun fire happening. And you can hear it's probably the echo, it's probably not the impact shots, because you can hear that in other clips really well. But it does not match this kind of, those pop, pop, pop. These are louder. Whatever this is, it's unlikely that it's in Mandalay Bay, because those background shots, they're louder than the automatic gunfire, the echo of that at least. The sound of the source reaching the recording device is not as loud here as these shots going off here. They're louder. And here you have, in this area here, the machine gun fire starts. You can pay attention real closely and you'll be able to hear it. You might want to pause it, slow it down, or get headphones or whatnot, because it's not easy to hear, but it starts right in this area. And then you have this other shot, the handgun, locally fire, and the machine gun's just going off this whole time, and people are screaming and running by now. But I'm going to play this and let you just assess that for yourselves. So if you listen to the machine gun firing right here, it starts right in here. It's picking up. And then right through here, this is the machine gun going off, and here's the handgun again. And that's the last time we hear the handgun. As far as I know, people said they were following them, and maybe they're right. But in this clip, that's the last time the handgun goes off. So here's a little longer view of it, and you can take it in perspective. And it sounds like 2 whacks, but I looked at that too. And in here, it's just that there's probably an impact shot happening right in here at the same time that handgun is firing, or very near. It's a simultaneous thing. And so that needs to be explained. How can one shooter fire a handgun on the floor with 0 echo and also fire simultaneously as a machine gun in the window of Mandalay Bay, while somebody else is firing probably a little bit closer, judging from the sound of it, over here? Pop, 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 pop. So somebody's firing there too, and you can tell that noise is a lot louder than the machine gun sound. So that's what I have here. I hope it helps.